Hey guys, Panzer J back here in Operation Casino Royale. We're up to turn number 7. It's July 1939. 7.2 for the CCP and 7.3 for the Soviet Union. So let's get into our again short CCP turn. So we have 5 IPP to spend, and we're going to spend all of it. We're going to spend 2 on repairing the railroad damage we received from that Japanese bomber. And then with the other 3, we're going to buy an infantry. Okay. There's no combat, no non-combat moves. We're just going to sit put. So for recruitment roll, we're still sitting at 2 territories. So we have a 2 or less for recruitment. 4 we missed. Okay, so we'll place our 1 infantry in Sing High. So I believe that's 8 maybe. Let's take a look. 3, 6, 7, and 8. Yep, so, or no, I already had 8. So that's 9. So it should be 9 infantry we now have in Sing High, along with the 2 KMT infantry, the 2 mountain infantry, the 2 militia, and 5 cavalry. Okay, so that's it for the CCP. Income, they spent everything. No territories worth of value, but the railroad is back open, so they get their $2 for the railroad. So a whopping $2 is what the CCP will have next turn. Okay, so on to the Soviet Union. So we got a few things going on here. We do get a D12 die roll for our income increase. And we got a recruitment set aside, 4 for Mongolia. I got 3 for Spain because it's currently at 2, but there's a walk-on I'm going to do. So that'll increase it to 3. We got our tech and money. So let's go ahead. Income first. We got $33. We're going to spend 6 of it and save 27. So we're going to upgrade 2 more infantry to motorized for 2. And then we're going to lend lease the KMT and artillery for 4. So that's 6. Again, that saves us 27. Okay. Let's do our income increase right now. I mean, this potentially could affect things. If I get at least a 2, then I can declare war. So let's go ahead and do that now. An 8. So we jump from 17 to 25. We can declare war, but we're not going to. So we're going to stay peaceful at this point. Okay, so that's income. Now, how about tech rolls? We do have 4. Last turn, I forgot 1. I do have 3 major factories, but then I forgot I get 1 for, I think, having all my home cities it is. So I do get 4 tech rolls. My 4th tech roll was PBE'd, and I did succeed with, I think it was improved construction. Okay, so for this turn, we can advance past stage 2. So we're going to try for advanced mechs, not on the board, 7 or higher. Advanced artillery stage 2, 7 or higher. Improved factory stage 2, 7 or higher. And rocket stage 1, 9 or higher. Okay, so first advanced mechs. A 9 we succeed. Advanced artillery. A 7 we succeed. Factories. A 3 we fail. And rockets. A 10, wow. 3 out of 10. So we continue to be on fire for tech. So we hit advanced mechs. So that's on the board at stage 1. We hit advanced artillery. That goes to 3. And we hit rockets, which goes to 2. I can't complain. I did want factories, but when you go 3 for 4, you can't complain. Okay, so that's tech. Again, there's no combat, so let's go to non-combat, although we do have to comment a little bit on the German turn. So some unusual moves from the Germans there. They don't usually leave Warsaw to the British. So Stalin is slightly has a slightly suspicious nature, so we are definitely, a little suspicious of some of these moves going on here. The Russians might be going it alone before too long. So Stalin is definitely highly suspicious of some of these moves from the Germans and how it translated into giving the British some forces, as well as putting both France and Britain up to full wartime production there. So we're suspicious. Now, we're not going to form a committee to look into war plans just yet, but we're in the embryo stages of forming Stavka right now, and putting together some contingency war plans if things turns against us here. So we actually do have one combat I forgot. So the walk-on was here in Spain. This infantry in Catalonia is just going to walk over to Basque Country. No other reason than just it gives us one increase on our recruitment roll. Okay, so that's it for combat. Non-combat, we're going to have this motorized infantry in Karelia come down to Western Russia. The motorized in Moscow come over to Western Russia. The motorized in Smolensk come over to Western Russia. The 3 cavalry in Leningrad are going to... Or wait, that's the wrong task force marker. These ones. The 3 cavalry in Leningrad are going to back off 1 to Western Russia. Our 2 rail moves. We're going to rail an infantry from Transcaucasia up to Karelia. And then rail over here one of our infantry in, what is that, Chita? One of our infantry in Chita is going to rail... I can't hold on to anything. Rail over to Karelia. Let's see what else. Our force here in southern Ukraine. So we went down, did a little sightseeing, did some maneuvers, and decided we didn't like the view so much, so we're going to pull back. The air transport with the paratrooper is going to go 1, 2, 3, 4 and land in Moscow. So is the tactical bomber. Going to go 1, 2, 3, 4 into Moscow. The 2 fighters are going to go 1, 2, 3, 4 and land in Leningrad. And the rest of that force, which consists of 10 motorized infantry, 2 light armor, and 3 cavalry, are going to go 1, 2 back to Orel Kursk. Let's see. We've got over here our ships. This light cruiser, or is it a light cruiser? I think it's a light cruiser, is going to go in port in Leningrad. And then our 2 subs are going to use the canal here and come up. Let's see. I don't know if they have to stop in A9 because they're using the canal, or they get to keep going. But if they have to stop in A9, they both stop in A9. If they can move further, then they're both going to move to A8. So I'm not sure. I was going to look that up, and then I forgot. Okay, so that cruiser's in port there in Leningrad. Our ships down there stay put. So I think, let me just double check. I think that's everything. Okay, so how about we've got unit placement, and we got our 2 recruitment rolls. Okay, so for unit placement, the artillery to the KMT, the Burma Road's open, so that can make its way into Yunnan, so I believe that gives the KMT 3 artillery. Okay, then the Russians got, as usual, their 2 infantry upgrades. And those 2 infantry are going to be the 2 that we railed to Karelia. So take those 2 guys off. Put down 2 more motorized infantry. And that's it. So let's do recruitment. So we have 2 recruitment rolls left. We've got the Mongolians at a 4. A 2. Finally, we hit again. Okay, I think that was our second, so 2 out of 7. Perfectly below average, as Pete would say. I'm just kidding. And we have Spain, 3 now, because we had that walk-on. A 7 we missed. Okay, so for the Mongolians, we're going to add another infantry to Central Mongolia. Okay, so let's take a look at income. The Russians saved 27, and we are at 25. So that gives us 52. So we should have $52 to spend next turn. I don't think, I'm not at war, so there's no bonuses, anything else going on. So yeah, 52 should be correct. Okay, so let's look at a couple territories that changed. In Central Mongolia, we now have a cavalry and 2 infantry. Cheetah is a militia and 6 infantry. Transcaucasia is an infantry. Let's see. Arel Kursk is 10 motorized infantry, 2 light armor, 3 cavalry. Moscow is an air transport, a paratrooper, and a tactical bomber. Karelia is 5 motorized infantry and 3 cavalry. Leningrad is a fortification, a coastal artillery gun, a militia, 5 infantry, 2 fighters. There's a seaplane on map. There's a cruiser in port. And then again, if they could move 2, these 2 subs are an A8. If not, then I believe they'll be an A9. Okay, so that should be it for in Spain. Oh, we didn't hit our recruitment roll, so never mind. We just have the 1 infantry in Basque Country there. Okay, so that should be it for the CCP and the USSR. Turning things over to Boston, Bruce, and Japan.